Honestly, of all my sister wives, like the real sister wives, the ones who are all married to Kody, Christine was always kind of the heart of that relationship for me. I've struggled with Mary, and we've worked for a lot of years to try to figure ourselves out. And Robyn, there's a lot of problems. But Christine truly is, in my head, the definition of a sister wife.
The way she casually drops and Robyn, there's a lot of problems, like it's no big deal, is chef's kiss. Oh, just a few problems with Robyn. You know, the whole thing where she spends everyone else's hard-earned money and then acts completely shocked when people start asking why that's not working out for them. Classic. Janelle, not exactly someone who wears her heart on her sleeve. She's careful with her words, and her filter is practically impenetrable. So when she says something like that, you know it's been building up. She wants to spill the tea, but she can't, because heaven forbid she make Kody mad. And then there's Robyn, just sitting there in her flammable floral prints, doing absolutely nothing, complaining about life like she's the world's biggest victim. It's like a one-woman drama show, only it's somehow more exhausting than entertaining. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Robyn seemed way more upset than Kody, at least from what I could see. Kody, strangely enough, seemed almost at peace with Christine's wedding, like he was more resigned to it than anything. Robyn, though, was clearly struggling and, of course, didn't want to talk about it. It's almost hilarious when you think about it. She spent so much time basking in the delusion that she was the favorite, the one who had it all figured out, her younger age, her fitter body, like that was going to last forever. She really thought she was the winner, all while playing the victim card like it was her best accessory. Now, though, she has to sit back and watch Christine, her biggest competitor in Robyn's mind, basically shrug, saying the prize isn't even worth it. And to make matters worse, Christine is flourishing. She's found happiness, radiating youth and beauty, while Robyn's attempts at pulling the strings no longer work. It's kind of perfect, honestly. As for Kody, I think he's being less aggressive with Christine these days because, surprise, there's now a man in the picture. And let's be real, there's no way in hell he's going to scream and lunge at Christine when there's someone who can actually protect her. Kody's one of those guys who only ever shows aggression towards women and kids. He didn't stand up for his own family when it counted, not even against his best friend. I've never seen him get out of line with any man. He's basically what I'd call a bitch-made man. Now, Robyn's body language has always been a puzzle. It's even worse now, though, which isn't surprising since it's been a thing all through the series. Like Jen said, why is she so upset? I don't get it. Robyn always seems to be in this constant state of discomfort, taking the opposite side of whatever's happening. It's like she can't help herself. In addition to everything else, I noticed she looked ridiculously nervous in the wedding scene, mostly because she has zero control over what Kody might say. She tried, how she tried, to keep him in check and on the positive side of things, but we all know how that went. Kody just bulldozed right over her, launching into his version of the story while Robyn was clearly panicking. It was almost like she was holding her breath, waiting for him to mess up. Honestly, Kody didn't come off too bad this time, scumbag that he is, but maybe he's on happy pills to get through the wedding. Who knows? I just watched the wedding episode, and I love how supportive Mary is of Christine and David's relationship. It's honestly refreshing. Even though Mary and Christine don't exactly have a relationship, Mary still manages to be sweet about it and genuinely means what she says. Like, how refreshing is that? I really hope Mary finds her own soulmate, someone who loves her the way she deserves. Honestly, after everything, she deserves that so much. I'm really hoping that Mary's wedding special is next, and that by then, everyone's patched things up. It would be so great if she invites all the kids and they actually show up. Fingers crossed. Mary being happy for Christine? That felt real, like actually authentic. Unlike Robyn, who, let's be honest, is never going to be that genuine. Anyway, I really hope Mary finds love, and I mean real love, with a man who adores her. She deserves so much happiness. My opinion of Mary has done a complete 180 from season 17 to now. Seeing her wish Christine the best, even though they don't have a relationship right now. Honestly, that's just so incredibly sweet, and, dare I say, mature. Christine's little digs at Mary are exhausting at this point. It's like she can't help herself. Every time Mary's name comes up, there's some passive-aggressive jab waiting in the wings. Honestly, I'm over it. She's not invited to Christine's wedding. No surprise there, but somehow her child is. That says a lot. And then there's the kids, who apparently want nothing to do with Mary's holiday traditions anymore. Except, plot twist, Janelle just said in a preview that the kids miss those very traditions. So which is it? Let's not forget the cherry on top. Christine casually dropping in an interview that Mary's ring got melted down. Like, was that tidbit really necessary? Was Mary even relevant to the conversation? If Christine's not interested in being friends with her, fine, but maybe stop bringing her up constantly. Mary's out here minding her own business, not mentioning Christine, and frankly, Christine should try the same. It's giving obsessed. Now, I'm actually looking forward to Janelle and Mary's upcoming conversation. Janelle's always had a bit of a soft spot for Mary, and she even acknowledged that the kids missed Mary's holiday traditions, which again kind of contradicts Christine's narrative. It seems like Christine still sees Mary as Robyn's loyal sidekick, but once she realizes that ship has sailed, she might let her guard down. I'm not expecting BFF bracelets, but I don't think they'll stay estranged forever either. Let's be real, none of them treated each other perfectly. Christine was absolutely mistreated by Kody, and yes, Mary and Janelle played their part in that too. But Mary also got the short end of the stick by Kody and the other wives. Same goes for Janelle. They've all had their moments, yet Mary seems to get dragged through the mud the most, both on and off the show. Honestly, being a sister wife probably takes a level of emotional finesse that Christine and Mary, and let's face it, most of us, just don't have. They're both outspoken and reactive, while Janelle tends to be quieter and more measured. There's clearly a lot of old wounds between Christine and Mary, and healing that is going to take time, if it happens at all. That said, I'm genuinely proud of Mary. She's been working on herself, becoming more self-aware, and that's huge. I hope they all find peace. Maybe one day there will be some form of reconciliation. Still, Christine's been dismissive whenever Mary is mentioned. We've learned more about Mary's past from Christine than from Mary herself. The melted ring, no Christmas gifts, Kody skipping Mary's house in Vegas. Those comments feel more like targeted shade than necessary context. Christine may be over the marriage, living her new life, and found her soulmate, but at some point, maybe she could just stop bringing Mary up entirely. Move on, live your best life, and leave the pettiness behind. When Kody talks about forgiveness these days, it's almost endearing, if you enjoy irony. He seems to believe he's the one doing the forgiving, as if he's been terribly wronged by the very people he steamrolled for years. But let's be honest, if forgiveness is in order, it's Kody who should be on an extended apology tour, not handing out absolution like he's the Pope of plural marriage. The truth? He should be begging forgiveness from his OG family. These were the people who helped him build his dream from scratch, who bought what he was selling and stood beside him through years of chaos and commitment. Then, in classic midlife crisis fashion, he decided he was over the whole polygamy thing and wanted a curated, monogamous life with his chosen one, Robyn. Suddenly, the OG3 were inconvenient relics from his past. He didn't just drift away. He rejected them, belittled them, and made it clear they no longer fit in the new version of his life. Worse, when anyone had the nerve to point out that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't living up to his own grand patriarchal ideals, he flew into a defensive rage. That's not leadership, that's petulance. He didn't just fail as a polygamist, he weaponized that failure against the very people who helped him try in the first place. And here's the kicker, he won't own any of it. Not really. Prediction? He'll eventually perform some dramatic display of forgiving his former wives, complete with self-congratulatory speeches about how unburdened and free he feels now. There'll be no real effort to mend relationships, no apology tour, no acknowledgement of the actual harm he caused. Maybe a vague, "I wasn't strong enough as a patriarch," tossed in for flair. Translation: they didn't submit to my authority, so it's their fault I blew up the family. Meanwhile, he'll continue spinning the story of his supposed redemption arc while seething internally. Because here's the ugly truth, Kody doesn't do introspection. At 53, or is it 54? You'd hope for at least a hint of self-awareness, but nope. Even when he accidentally stumbles into a valid point, he ruins it by refusing to take any real accountability. It's all talk, zero follow-through. And let's not forget, his so-called forgiveness isn't about healing. It's a PR move, a way to guilt others into dropping their grievances. I forgave, so now let's not dwell on the past where I deeply hurt you. Convenient, isn't it? This family has spent years sweeping Kody's behavior under the rug with a shrug and a "well, that's just Kody being Kody." But unless someone actually forces him to face the fallout of his actions, nothing will change. And even then, don't hold your breath. Because while Kody and Robyn try their best to portray a picture-perfect life, we all know the truth. Behind the scenes, it's a full-blown dumpster fire. Why does this woman talk so much? Every single couch interview, there she is, holding court like she's a certified expert on everything and everyone. I'm rewatching old episodes I missed, and I've landed on Maddie's wedding dress shopping. Guess who's narrating the whole experience like she's Maddie's fairy godmother, life coach, and personal bridal consultant all rolled into one? Yep, Robyn. Let's be clear, she's the fourth wife, the fourth mom. She joined the family when Maddie was in middle school, exact age, unclear, but definitely not in time to claim, "I've raised her" status. Yet there she is, front and center in every group interview, talking like she holds a PhD in Maddiology, wedding planning, and polygamist family dynamics. And meanwhile, the people I actually want to hear from, Janelle, Maddie's actual mom, and even Christine, are basically scenery. Season after season, Robyn gets way too much screen time. But you know what? I'm kind of okay with it, because every time she opens her mouth, she accidentally exposes herself. Honestly, I hope one day Kody sits down and watches her interviews. Maybe then he'll finally catch on that she talks trash about him too, calls him out for being clueless, though in her classic, "I'm just being thoughtful" tone. It reminds me of that moment with Janelle. After years of defending him, she finally let one truth bomb drop on camera, and it was all it took. Kody lost it. That one sentence shattered years of control. Janelle, 1. Kody, 0. He's abusive. And frankly, I think he hates women. And let's talk about how Robyn's whole mom act doesn't really extend to, well, mothering. You almost never see her with her kids, not even for show. No meals, no activities, no mom life scenes unless it's that one token school moment. The kids are on camera, so she's obviously fine with them being filmed, but she's never with them. Meanwhile, over on the Real Housewives franchises, at least the women pretend to be involved with their families. Maybe she's trying to keep the spotlight off her and Kody's relationship, or avoid showing how that dynamic looks with the kids. But seriously, where are her kids? I really hope the nanny has a solid union rep. So I've been rewatching Sister Wives Season 3, specifically the episode where the Dargers drop by and casually bring up the whole sharing a kitchen idea. And oh boy, Mary spirals. She gets visibly upset, venting about how Kody always says the wives act like it's abuse to share a kitchen. Then she launches into this emotional moment, admitting she knows she was mean to Janelle back in the day. Meanwhile, Janelle's face screams, "Please let the earth swallow me whole." It's painfully obvious she wants nothing to do with this trip down memory lane, but she plays the peacemaker anyway. She softly says, "I didn't know I could do things differently," which sounds a lot like code for, "Yes, it was awful, but I was doing my best not to lose my mind." And honestly, it felt like both of them were probably unkind to each other, because let's be real, these were two young women thrown into an emotional blender and told to smile through it. It just got me thinking, I could hypothetically share a house. I could maybe even share a husband. But my kitchen? Absolutely not. That's where I draw the line. I can't stand anyone else in my kitchen unless I've specifically invited them in with a task and a time limit. Otherwise, step away from the cutting board. My ex used to get furious that my best friend would come stay with us and not help. One day he blew up about it, and I had to calmly explain, "She doesn't help because I don't want help. She knows me." Same with my sister. They both get it. My kitchen, my rules. So now I'm wondering, is it just me, my bestie, my sister, and the ghost of Mary and Janelle's shared culinary trauma? Or are there others out there who also need their kitchen to be a sacred, solitary domain? Also, let's not forget, their kitchen at the time, tiny, like claustrophobia-inducing tiny. Conflict was inevitable. And Kody? He loved every second of it. The man practically thrived on the chaos. It gave him endless opportunities to swoop in and play the wise, long-suffering husband victim. Interestingly, when they were at the Christmas rentals later on, they seemed to work together just fine, probably because they'd grown, figured some things out, and also maybe because it wasn't a daily grind situation. That shows how much of the earlier drama was really just growing pains, not irreparable flaws. Bottom line, kitchens are sacred. If you're not invited in, don't hover near the stove. And yes, these women were thrown into an almost impossible situation. Young, sheltered, suddenly mothers, and expected to seamlessly share a man and a kitchen. Imagine navigating all that in your 20s. It's no wonder there were sparks. Honestly, it's a miracle they weren't constantly setting off fire alarms. Just spotted Robyn's wall sign in the Vegas house. Be nice or leave ye. Oh, the irony. You just know that sign wasn't meant for her own kids. Or for Kody. No, that was directed squarely at the other kids. The ones who practically had to walk on eggshells just to exist around Robyn and her family. And then she acts shocked that there was a divide. Please, this is the same woman whose son Dayton was best friends with Peyton. Gwen was close with Aurora, and Isabel and Brianna even shared their own room at Mary's house. The families were clearly trying to blend. But as Gwen herself said, she always felt like she was tiptoeing. The other kids weren't even allowed to eat at Robyn's house. They had to leave at dinner time. Oh, and let's not forget, when it was Robyn's night with Kody, no one else was allowed around. But on the other wives' nights, everyone was welcome. Open doors, open hearts, just not at Robyn's. So can Janelle actually use what Robyn said to get some money? In the latest episode, Janelle once again points out that, surprise, surprise, everyone in the family managed to end up with some kind of property except her. And that got me thinking. We know Mary said she put money from her Las Vegas house sale into Robyn's home. That's not gossip, that's on record. And now Robyn herself admits the house wasn't just hers, but supposedly a family asset. So if they all contributed, doesn't that mean Janelle could make a legal claim too? Honestly, is that why they're selling the house now? It would be hilarious if Janelle had quietly spoken to a lawyer and was planning to use all this against Kody and Robyn in court. Imagine if clips from the show ended up as court evidence. Reality TV meets legal drama. Part of me thinks a settlement may have already happened behind the scenes. Otherwise, how could Janelle afford to go in on that farm with Maddie? That doesn't come cheap. Also, what does Robyn actually do for money? If she's not earning independently, and Janelle helped pay off her debts, Is Robyn still dipping into the shared family pot? Because if Janelle contributed financially, married or not, surely she has some rights. Kody made a big fuss about Janelle buying her own house, but now she's saying she's walking away with nothing? Their finances are like a tangled mess of spaghetti. No one really knows where one strand ends and another begins. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.